Hello. Welcome everyone to JLABTV. I'm JLAB and this is Football Manager 2021, the Youth Academy chance with Siena. If you like this kind of video, be sure to like and share this video and to subscribe to the channel. It really does help me a lot. So I've made a decision to go to my board and ask, could we negotiate some existing links we have with our affiliates? And I proposed what I wanted and they said yes to 2 teams. Now you're going to ask, what changes did you make for your proposals? And I propose that we add a little link which benefits for the youth setups of both teams. Now, I've done this for 2 teams, Tepos, Siena, and Valsgrana. Now, here's the thing. Because I made this decision, I actually got turned down for doing this with my Portuguese affiliates. It's fine, I never going to get this for going for this team. Bari, I would never want to do anyway. But we've managed to get negotiations, so we may potentially see players coming through our youth team ranks. So Austrian team members and now Slovenia team members as well. Let's just say if we can get anything like that for our team, then oh boy, we're looking very good. They also got 11 million, I just realised. And this is also a team that's in Europa League football. At least I think it is. Was it in Europa League football? Let's check. They are in the Europa Conference League. So, yes, they are in the Europa Conference League. So, it's not like it's a bad team, even if they lost to Shamrock Rovers, which probably isn't a great thing. I'm going to be honest with you. And while our other team, the Austrian team, is semi-professional, they got decent facilities. Their recruitment side of things, average academy coaching and adequate youth recruitment, that's not bad, actually. I'm looking at this. We've had some pretty decent players come through our ranks as a result of this. However, I don't know what division they're in, and yeah, they are probably not going to find us anything. But the fact that they are also a decent team that could do some damage. Decent facilities, not too bad here. So Siena have got some facilities, average youth recruitment and adequate academy coaching. So yeah, the fact that we've got 2 affiliates that got decent in both of those is pretty nice. And for me, that's important. So for me, the idea that we could potentially get in some players from Austria and Slovenian teams are very, very good. We're also in October, just before the international break, and we've had about 5 games in the league campaign so far. Shall we see how we've gotten on since we last met? So the first game we had was away from home against Calgary, and we lost to this team last year at their ground. So the fact we managed to get a 0-0 draw is a good sign. The only issue I have is the fact we didn't get a goal, and that's the only issue. Literally the only issue. We weren't great. We were okay, but we got a clean sheet, which for me is important. We had the same amount of shots on goal, on target, off target, and blocked. We had 60% of the possession though, which for me is pretty damn good, honestly. We just also had a lot of more passes completed as well, which I guess is not the end of the world. It was pretty much an average game. Nobody was the better team. Yes, we were the better team in the first half, the better team in the second half. But apart from that, average rating was literally identical as well. So, good times. We then took on Bologna and we lost by a goal to 0 after this penalty went in. Now, I'll be honest, this was the worst game we've ever had in recent times since the Juventus game because, well, we only had 2 shots on goal. They had 7, including that penalty. We weren't really getting fired up in this game, and despite the possession we had in our advantage, we didn't show up at all. Basilico also had a bad game, which for me is a bad sign when the goalkeeper's had a bad game, and nobody really decided to turn up for this game. And yes, this team beat us 4-0 and 4-1 last year. We should at least be getting more than 2 shots on goal and at least make them be on target. If we're not even doing that, then what's the point of turning up? The game after that, we went to Roma, and yes, we actually won 2-0. Jack Oliver gets his first goals of the season. It's taken him 4 games this year to get his first goals. And ironically enough, we've only got 3 goals this year. Fantozzi also gets, well, this is defensively disaster for Roma, but we're 2-0 inside 24 minutes. I couldn't quite believe it. And it was good. We actually went back to the formation that or at least the tactical style that we were playing last season, and it just worked wonders. I don't know how they didn't get a shot. They also had the man sent off for a second booking, which is good. For us, at least. But yeah, Lenzi gets the ball. Oliver is on the ball here, and I think he plays it for, yeah, he finds Fofana. We just pass the ball around nicely. One of their players just makes a silly tackle. That's literally it. I think it's a straight red, actually. But Brazzoni on the ball here. Finds Fantozzi. Finds Lenzi. Fantozzi. Fofana. Yeah, it's a straight red. Try to kill Fofana, the dickhead. But yes, the guy just didn't do himself any favored at all. We made an enemy out of myself, at least. So, this guy, Cisco, you're very good, but I'll never like you because of the fact you try to kill my player. So, I'll be very happy if you never turn up ever again. The issue when we went back to our style that we used last year to get us in the position we did was the fact we got 5 yellow cards. That's my issue with this style. I don't like the fact we keep on getting yellow cards. But we were the better team by some distance against Roma, and that means we've beaten Roma twice in 2 seasons. 1 away, 1 at home. We have a good record against this team. Who would have thought it? Next game, we took on Sampdoria and hosted them, and I have no idea how we did not win this game. Honestly, I'll be very blunt and say we should have potentially won this game. 17 shots to their 4, 6 on target to their 2, 6 off target to their 1, 5 block shots to their 1. We were just a better team, even though our average rating was higher than theirs. And our back line was just amazing. So, yeah, back line was good. We did very well here. And I'm just shocked we did not beat Sampdoria today. We lost at home against them last year, so I guess it's an improvement here. But even so, look at our back line. It was everyone from goalkeeper to midfielders were great. Then the front 4, and you realise that's where the issue was. They didn't turn up. And for me, that's embarrassing. So, yeah, that's great. That being said, that was the last of our matches. So, where does that leave us in the league? So, after 5 matches, we've got 5 points. Only 2 points clear the relegation zone. Sampdoria are actually one of the teams that have only got 3 points, and there's nothing to separate them and Torino, who are in the relegation zone right now. We need to win against Chievo Verona, who have conceded 12 goals this year. 12 goals. They conceded 7 against Inter, and they conceded 4 against Lazio. Other than those 2 defeats, which have been very heavy, they've actually done pretty decently. Hellas Verona, they've beaten, they've drawn against Genoa, and they've drawn against Torino. Though I say about Torino, that's probably not a good result looking at that now, given that Torino are also in the bottom 3. Either way, though, if we win, we have 8 points after 6 matches. We've only scored 3 times, but we've only conceded 3 times. So, for the first time in a very long time, our defense has actually been rock solid. We've got one of the best defenses. Unfortunately, we've also got one of the worst attacks for the first one in a long time. So, yeah, that's not a good sign. Either way, though, we want to do bits and pieces. I do have some good news, actually, to talk about, because I want to share this so much to you guys. Someone signed a new contract and has got rid of their minimum release clause. It's beautiful. It really is. Giuseppe Basilico has got a new deal, and not only has he got a new deal, but he's removed this minimum release clause that is not a relegation release clause. So we had offers for him in the summer that were about 2 million. His release clause was 2.4 million. The fact we didn't sell this guy is amazing. I'm so grateful we'll be able to keep hold of this guy. So, 12,000 we're paying him a week. He's got a release clause of 1.2 if he get relegated. But other than that, he's got nothing. And I want to stay up. So, this guy is the reason we should need to stay up this year. Because, yeah, release clause is annoying. Oh, also, I may have also sold this guy. Alessandro Cristoferi. He came from my youth intake last year, actually. And Perugia came in and they asked if it was for sale. I said 100,000. They said yes. So we sold a 15-year-old, 16-year-old for 100,000. Kind of bleak when you think about it that way, because he literally was 15 when we sold him for £100,000. Must be one of the most expensive 15-year-olds in recent history. At least more expensive than anything I've ever sold. Good times, I suppose. I guess in a way we probably could have kept him, but I didn't see myself using him as a winger. He could be an inverted winger, but he's left with only reasonable right foot, but I couldn't see myself using him, quite frankly, and that's just how I view the whole situation, really. But yeah, Chievo Verona, we need to beat this team. I would like to say we can win. We're going to go attacking. They want us to change the attacking midfielder positions. That being said, actually, Fofana's not been great as of late, and maybe it's a good time to get rid of him. We're actually playing as a false 9 as well in the first game of the season. It didn't work, so Shadow Striker using once, attacking midfielder using once, Shadow Striker using them again. We've swapped between these 2 roles. I've actually we've changed from this, we've changed from this, we've also changed from this. So we've got plenty of options if we needed to. And for me, that's exciting, because it now means we've got a few things we can work on, you know? But still, we're gone and back to this system. I like this system. It feels like it's a very useful situation. We've also got Basenti, who's got his first games of the season 2. He's not amazing, but he's got good potential. And maybe the idea of using him as an 18-year-old is probably not ideal. But again, it's just something we can use. And right now, I feel like we could justify it. That being said, Fugaza's going to start this game, because he actually had a decent game last time out, which is nice. He came off on the bench and had a 6.9 rating. plays a shadow striker, so we're just going to see what we can do with this, and I think we can win, personally. We've changed some defenders to central defenders. I think it's worked better for us since we've done that, and hopefully the midfield roles are going to be polite. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? I think I've also changed it from box to box to cinema to ball. Yeah, box to box was not box to box was not working, so we're going to the ball in midfielder. I don't think it's going to completely work. It's not completely sorted, but yeah, I think defensively we feel a lot more stable than we had done in the past. So I feel like this is the key to our success right now. Let's see what we can do against Chievo Verona. They got a free kick, and we're going to get this back. Lenzi on the ball, finds Barbini, Fantozzi, Barbini, and here's Conte now. Good ball forward to Lenzi. We can do some damage here potentially. Lenzi lost out, but we're going to get the ball back. Fantozzi on the ball. Lenzi right now could do something. He's lost out. Fantozzi the tackle. It's not worked out there, but DiBiase on the ball finds Conte. Fugaza, Conte, Lenzi, surely 1-0. Giacomo Lenzi with his first of the season, and that is a very, very good sign. That I think is also his 8th league goal for us, his 9th overall. That's a perfect way to start this game. I'm hoping we can keep this up because this kind of momentum is perfect for our situation. It was a good ball from Conte. The fact I knew it was Conte says it all, but Lenzi would open the goal, 1-0. Got a throw, DiBiase would take. It's a long throw in. And the keeper's punched away. Fantozzi, I've seen people volley that before now. Here's Oberti, now Calusi. Oh, Oliver is not going to get to that, unfortunately for us, but Fantozzi does get the ball back, and it's just heading back and forth right now. But Barbini now finds Conte. Good ball to Lenzi, looking for his second. He's got his second. He's got 2 in this game. His 9th league goal for the club, and he's the 21st player to have got double figures in all competitions for us now. And Giacomo Lenzi has decided to turn up in this game. Very good performance so far for us, and if we can get 2 wins, 2 draws, and 2 defeats after the first 6 matches, that is very much an average side, but I'd rather be average and be climbing up the table than going down. I'm praising the players because we've done quite well so far. It's starting to rain now. Barbini finds Lenzi, Fantozzi, Conte now. Good ball forward to Lenzi. Could get his hat-trick. He's got a hat-trick. Giacomo Lenzi has decided to turn up and get a hat-trick today. That is just something else. He's now the top goal scorer in the league this year for us, which is a bit concerning when that's the case. Before this game, we've only scored 3 goals in our first 5 matches. After 6 matches, we've now got 6 goals, and we've got a +3 goal difference. Defensively, we're rock solid this year. Attacking-wise, we've been a bit toothless, but a 14-minute hat-trick has kind of ended my doubts and ended my fears of this being a very bland season for us going forward. And here's DiBiase, plays the ball in the middle. It's been cleared away. Bondi now on the ball. Conte out wide to DiBiase. Can place in the middle. Has done. Fugaza been blocked. Bondi, I think he was trying to find Oliver. He could have gone for goal himself. But either way, this has been a very, very good half for us so far. And next year, 1.97. We had no penalties either. 13 shots to their 2. 6 on target to their 2. We've had 5 shots off target and 2 shots blocks. And 2 clear-cut chances. We've been very clinical today, and it's very, very good for us. They got a throw. It's actually the first time I've really seen them start the highlight, apart from the free kick at the very first goal. But I don't feel concerned about this, though. That being said, they've actually got the ball here. Boscolo, Costacino, and he's still going. Plays in the middle, and they've missed it. That is a bad miss for their point of view. Okay, so we've got the ball. They got the free kick. It's been cleared away by Alberti, and now Fugaza with a counter-attack starting for us. Fugaza could play it to Lenzi, who could get 4 in a game. Last to contribute, oh my days, is literally repeating itself. History's repeating itself today. Last time we took on Chievo Verona on this ground, we were 4-0 up. 1 player got 4 goals, and that was Bertiawi. And now Lenzi's got 4 goals in this game. Fugaza with the assist. It's a very good counter-attack for us as far as I'm concerned. Perfect counter-attack going, but the fact that Lenzi's got a hat-trick, which has got 4 goals, is absolutely ridiculous to me. I don't know what it is about Chievo Verona and us having a player getting 4 goals against them, but it's happened again. Twice we've played against Chievo Verona, and twice a player of ours has got 4 goals in a game. Lenzi has just decided to get half our goals in a single match. Unbelievable performance from his point of view. Best game he's ever going to have, unfortunately. I don't see him ever having a better game than this. And the fact he's got 4 in a game, and he's now got 12 goals in his career means he's got a third of his goals in just a single match. Ridiculous. Really is. We've been so good today. It's ridiculous. I'm just so happy that we're now top half as a result of this 4-0 victory. Cheer Verona. When they lose spectacularly. And that is something else. Both our away wins have been the only wins we've had this year. At home, we don't seem to understand how to get points, which is a bit frustrating, but I like to think we can change that very, very soon. I like to think we can. So after 6 games this season, we've got 8 points. We are currently in 10th place. Goal difference has helped us massively. And the fact we're now 5 points clear of the relegation zone after these first 6 matches is very promising. Bar, we've only got 1 point this season, which for me is a shock in itself. But I'll be honest, if you told me after 6 games I'll be in the top half with 8 points, I probably would have taken that. I really would, especially when you realise that one of our victories has come against Roma. We've only got 1 point at home this season after 3 matches, and we've got 7 points away from home this year. So our home form is our weakness, our away form is where we decide to shine. I don't know why that's the case, but I'd rather we figure out why our home form is so disastrously poor, and then we can fix that out. So I think we're going attacking, and the fact we go so attacking is kind of throwing people off at home, or at least away from home. But when we do it at home, people will expect it, so they know to counter us. That's how I'm viewing it right now, as Lazio have also got 6 wins out of 6 so far. They are ridiculous this year. So let's look at the team that just won 4-0 in the last game, and what they were providing for us. Basilica is our main goalkeeper, number 1 goalkeeper. He's so good this year, and I feel like he is going to be our keeper to come. He's a decent Serie A player who I feel can improve him more. I say that. Pani won't, but I wish he could say we can improve him a bit more, but he's one of the many players that I feel like has had a lot of time to develop. We've only played him 29 times, 31 times. We've had 2 loan spells with him as well, going out to the 3rd tier. So that's probably what killed off his momentum and his charm in that regards. But last year we decided to really give him a chance in the first team, and he delivered, only conceding 38 times in 23 matches. The reason for that, and the reason I decided to give him a chance, was because Tortilli was conceding goals left, right, and centre. In 16 matches, he conceded 40 goals. Basilico is much better in goal. I'm ashamed to admit I didn't see it sooner. In the last 2 seasons before we got promoted, he was leaking goals for fun. I mean, he's conceded almost 173 goals in 3 seasons. That is not good enough for a player of his caliber. So Basilico was the man that we have turned to, and he's only conceded 29 goals in... Well, he's conceded 41 goals in 29 matches this season in the last couple of games, and it's very, very good for us. James Barbini is our starting right back, who I don't think is going to get any better, unfortunately for us, so he's kind of close to his full potential. He's pretty decent. His crossing could do some work if we want to make him a fullback on support, but his work rate is amazing, as are most of my players, I think. Work rate, just spectacular, and it helps with the support side of things. Dribbling and crossing, not so great, but he could also play as a centre-back. A centre-back is what Eugenio Alberti plays as. Now, he is becoming the man who is probably going to become my best centre-back in the team. It says a lot that I can say that about this guy, but he's already a Serie A player who has got a lot of potential to improve and to grow. His contract, I feel like we're probably going to need to improve at some point, just so we don't have to worry about any release clauses, but he's a resolute personality. He's first and foremost a fullback, but he can also play on both sides of the pitch, which for me is invaluable. He is invaluable. Yes, he's not great in the dribbling side of things, which I think I need to improve. Acceleration-wise, he's 12 most, and we're going to improve the quickness, but he's also, I'm now playing as a centre-back, which for me is kind of his role, and I feel like we can improve his bravery, which I think I need to look into and do first and foremost. So let's improve his bravery right now with his aerial. Heading is 12, bravery is 8. Once we get everything else, we're looking good, and he's a very good talent. His consistency is lacking, but his bravery is one of his weaknesses, and for me that is something we need to look into and make better. Also, he's 6'6". If I'm not playing him as a centre-back, I'm doing something wrong, aren't I? Let's be honest. Andrea Kaluka is our other centre-back. He is driven. He's right-footed. He's only 6'1", But with his teammate of Alberti being a 6'6" monster next to him, he can justify it. He's only a decent Serie A player who isn't going to improve much more, I don't think, but he's also 23 years of age. He's worth 1 million now. He's got a contract until 2039. He's going to be around for a long, long time. He really is. And for me, he's very invaluable to the role. Giuseppe Di Biase is a left back who is 27, actually the oldest player in the team, I think, at this point. He's played 302 times. I could see him being one of the very few players that gets 300, 500 plus appearances. But he's also got players who are going to be coming up in the ranks over the years, trying to take his role. We've got Gallardi, who is decent. We've got Andrem Mollica, who's also pretty good as a left back. And, oh my god, he's 6'4". Why am I not using him as a centre back? Oh wait, his marking, his heading and all that stuff is not great. But then we've got Isaac Ishan, who I feel is going to be the successor to Di Biase, because right now he's only 16. Di Biase is 11 years older. And let's be honest, Di Biase is not going to get any better. So he's a man that we will need to worry about in the future to replace. So, the man playing the ball in the midfielder role, Ayobe Fantozzi, 27 years of age, another player who is getting on in age. He's actually the oldest player in the team, to be honest with you, at this point, but 27 years of age. Isn't really good enough for this division, sadly. Only good enough for a good Serie B team, but he can improve a slight bit in the future. But for me, at this point, he's no longer going to be good enough to be the main man. I might have to look at finding someone to replace him as the ball and midfielder in the near future, or even make a box-to-box midfielder out of him, especially when he's got someone like Christian Conte, who's 20 years of age, is good enough for this division and can still improve a lot. So, yeah, this guy is a bit of a monster in his own right. He's wanted by teams in the division below, but honestly, he's never going to go anywhere. He's got no release clauses. I got no reason to sell him. And with someone like Conte in the team, who's got 20 determination, has got 17 work rate. The only issue with him is the fact he likes to run with the ball, so he can't play as a deep line playmaker on defend. That's why I don't. That's why he's playing as a support version. But also, his tackling can't justify it, so off the ball could be improved, anticipation could be improved, but other than that, he's a very good deep line playmaker. Okay, so Lenzi's not the best winger. I'll be completely honest with you. I don't think he's ever going to be good enough for the Serie A. He's apparently only good enough for the third tier, but he got 4 goals in a single match last time out. If that doesn't tell me that he can be very good on his day, I don't know what does. Also, he's got a lot of pace. 16 acceleration, 15 pace. Is he great everywhere else? Not really. He's crossing 6. His first touch is 9. His passing is 7. So we need to work on a few things there. And, yeah, also his shooting's 4. He got 4 goals with a shooting of 4. What on earth is that about? So we need to improve a lot of things about him. He's also very competitive, so he gets books a lot. And he's not the smartest either. But other than that, he's got a lot of things going for him. That being said, however, if we were to compare him to the other winger, the man who played the inverted winger last time out, Roberto Bondi, then you're going to say, maybe this guy should be playing in his place, especially when he's got 20 work rate. And yeah, he's worked very hard. 16 acceleration, 15 pace, and he's got 12 dribbling, 15 first touch, 12 passing, 11 technique, 12 off the ball, and only 8 crossing. That's his weakness at this point in time. And if we look at him as the attacking version, he's got 12 flair. And yeah, anticipation is also 11. He's very, very good. Very, very good indeed. Which also shows me that Brazzoni is kind of being wasted when he's not being used. Good enough for this division, but he's more of a defensive winger than a winger himself, and can play in the middle, so could play as a Mazzala if we needed him to, or a box-to-box midfielder. 24 years of age. Isn't really going to get much better, I don't think, but maybe he's the man we should be replacing Fantozzi with. Also, 20 work rate, 16 teamwork, 15 acceleration, 14 pace. Why am I wasting this guy? I'm not using him as a winger, because we don't play with wingers anymore on that side, but we can play with an inverted winger. If we need to an inside forward, those 5 finishing is going to let him down. He's also got 32 goals in 213 matches. I struggle to find a way to fit this guy into the team, but he's very consistent too, so why don't I play him more is my question. So Fugaza's not going to be very good. He's not going to get much better. He's 19 years of age. He's good enough for the third tier, but only going to be good enough for the second tier. Can play as an attacking midfielder and a striker and a centre midfielder. And then you realize he's got a few other things to look into and to be replaced by very much in the future. Normally, I'd play Fantosi in the attacking midfielder role, but he is 24 years of age and is probably someone I should be replacing. He's also a striker, so it doesn't help in his case, does it? And then you got Jack Oliver, who is inconsistent, but has got 130 goals in 182 matches. This year's been a bit quiet, just 2 goals in 6 matches, but I've also tried to play him in different roles. He's also a legend at the club, would you believe? So this guy's pretty damn good on his day, if given a chance to shine. And his only real weakness is the fact he can't play in any positions other than striker. He's way with his passes, and he is only one-footed. That's his weakness, apparently. And yeah, I might need to improve his passing, actually, but we're also trying to improve his agility and balance, but passing, maybe we should improve on that too. But yeah, that's the starting lineup, and if you want to look at more things in the future, let me know. I'm actually curious. I'm actually recording this on Saturday, so it'll come out on the Tuesday, hopefully. So yeah, let me know in advance. I do read the comments, and this is something that was requested. I just wanted to show you guys how good the players were in the starting lineup. So again, it's just one of those things. I'm curious to see how you guys react to this and what you guys want to see in the future, because I have very different ambitions for my team, I feel at times. Either way though, hope you guys have enjoyed yourselves. Hope you guys will like and share this video. We've got Juventus next. I'm not going to show that match because I don't want to be humiliated on stream. But yeah, we're going to try and find ourselves going against Udinese, I think, maybe. No, we're going to go to Frosinone next because that's the game after the international break. The second one happens, so I'll meet you then. Either way though, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.